What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. From the title and the thumbnail, you're probably a little bit curious, and I am too, okay? I don't even know what the heck this is. It's a little late today for coffee, but I think I need some coffee. Just give me a second. All right, we got the goods, and let's get back in the action here. So this has been something that I've been kind of wanting to do for a long time. You guys you kind of have seen my journey to this point. I love playing golf. I love doing YouTube. I love, playing matches on my channel, playing Garrett, playing just lots of different people. I'm ready to take this to the next level, and I'm ready to see what I can do with my game, okay? And that being said, I'm just gonna kind of break down what this is gonna look like. I know there's gonna be lots of comments about this, but what I wanna do, my goal with golf is to just simply see how far I can go. I don't have a bunch of expectation on myself. I'm not putting myself in a position to have all this pressure to say, I have to make it to the PGA Tour. That's just, I feel like that's a lot of expectation to put on myself, and that's a lot of, it's just a lot of added pressure. So basically the journey that I'm going to document over the next several months, I'm going to show you guys my process of really just becoming a professional golfer. I'm going to play in professional tournaments, and I'm just going to see where that goes. I don't know exactly when the first tournament will be, but the next tournament I play in individually is going to be a professional tournament. I want to just see what I can do with my game. I love competing, and it's just something that is just so, like, I'm so passionate about. So I don't want to give up on that dream, and I don't want to let that just kind of fade away and just become a full YouTube golfer. Yes, I love doing that, but I want to keep my eye on the reason that I love golf. And so I'm gonna just go into kind of move into tournament golf. Yes, I'm still gonna do all of my Sunday matches with Garrett and create content, but I'm gonna just start putting more energy into actually become a professional golfer and playing in tournament and seeing if I can actually compete on a high level. Yes, I played some really good golf on YouTube, and it goes in waves, but I want to see if I can take that to the next level and actually compete. And trust me, I know it's gonna be hard. I know I'm gonna probably experience some very tough, I guess, rounds of golf just going back into competition. Basically what's gonna happen is every single Monday I'm gonna start a Road to Pro series, and I'm working on getting a golf coach right now. So I'm gonna actually have somebody who can help me with different parts of my swing that I just don't understand and help progress there. I'm super excited about this, and I'm super excited about kind of getting back into the mindset of just competing in individual tournaments, because I remember in college it just really just something inside me is just so passionate about competing. So we're gonna see where this goes, and you guys are gonna get to see the good, bad, and the bad, and the ugly, and there's probably gonna be a little bit of all of that. So stay tuned, and let's see if we can get this video to 10,000 likes. For me just jumping back in the saddle, back into my journey to professional golf. I've never backed down from a challenge, and I'm not going to back down from this one. So with that being said, let's get over to the driving range, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things I've been working on and some things that I think are going to really start to create more consistency in my game, because that's what I'm doing. Or that's what I'm trying to do. So with all that being said, let's get over to the driving range. It's time to get serious again, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, so I made it out to the course, and I'm basically just going to kind of go through a little driving range session here. And like I said a little bit earlier, I'm just going to kind of talk about the things that I'm going to be working on to create more consistency in my game, because that is definitely something that I'm going to need as I kind of progress into more serious competitive tournament golf. So I'm going to talk through a little bit of that, and just hit a bunch of balls here and kind of let you guys know my thought process behind this. So let's jump into it. It is currently 110 degrees out here, but it's never too hot to get the work in. So that's what I'm doing. Let's get it. All right, so you guys know I like to just kind of warm up starting out a range session. I just like to really kind of loosen up, and I just like to hit some balls with no target or anything at all, and just really feel what I'm feeling for today, and just groove it, not worry about where it go, and just focus on making a good solid swing. Usually just do a couple like that before I kind of get into an actual range session. Make sure my alignment's good. Nice and balanced swing there. This is a 60-degree wedge that I'm hitting, and I have this little mic here, so if you're wondering what's on my hat. Those are very good and consistent there. Now I'm gonna move to a 51 degree, and now is kind of where I'm gonna start talking about what I've been working on with Grant. He kind of gave me a few pointers that I video my swing almost every single day and break it down and watch it, like to see where I can improve. One thing that I notice is on my backswing, my head tends to, I kind of lose my spine angle and my posture kind of dips a little bit and my head really drops. Me and Grant were talking about how I can keep a little more level to the top and then, you know, coming down through the shot. So to do that, I've been kind of focusing on not standing up, but just kind of nice extension, I guess you could say, in my spine and all the way to the top so that my head doesn't drop. It's kind of like, kind of rhymes, all the way to the top so my head doesn't drop. Something, you can calm down with that. And I actually can get through the ball when I do that, and it's very, I can actually turn through it instead of just like throwing my hands at it, which is, I tend to get a little bit loose in here if I'm not able to turn through it. All right, so even right now, I even just went back and I replayed a couple of those swings right there just to kind of see and make sure that what I'm feeling is actually working, and my head is actually staying very level and it's not dropping, and that's why I'm able to turn through the ball, and I'm hitting those so good. Extend that spine and then just turn through it, and it's just, oh, that's so good. It's gonna be huge for me to kind of start. I'm gonna switch to an 8-iron. Like, getting a coach and getting somebody who can consistently look at my swing to be able to identify things so that like old patterns don't creep in. And I know that I'm really close to playing some really good golf. It's just gotta stay patient. Oh man, that is what I'm looking for. So now I kind of move to a mid-iron here, and I'm just hitting some shots, you know, just feeling that extension in my spine, keeping my head from dropping, and then just turning through the ball, because I feel like that's where I can create more consistency rather than kind of getting a little more too relying on my hands at impact. And those shots are not spinning left or right, which is huge for my program. When shots start spinning left or right, I know my swing path is getting off. And you can't control something that's spinning way crazy to the left or right. A little bit of an open club face there, but I struck it really pure. I'm gonna try to actually kind of move this ball a little bit low. That's so good. I tell you what, golf is an interesting game. I'm kind of moving through the bag here. I hit, you know, a couple wedges, hit an 8-iron. I'm gonna move to a 7, and I like hitting these lower lofted clubs because it really starts to tell me exactly where my swing path is at, more so than like a 9-iron. So 7-iron here. Same feeling of extending that spine angle and turning through, baby. Oh my goodness, man, if I could do that every time, I would be on tour. That's what I'm going for, though. It's not about how good your good shots are, it's about how good your bad shots are. Once again, the ball is not spinning left or right, which is undeniably huge for the program. And I'm turning through it so efficiently right there. Man, I love that. This is why I love golf. It's because you work so hard, and sometimes you feel like you don't even know what you're working for, and then the more you know, the more you know, okay? And that might seem simple, but it's just right up my alley. I don't know what I don't know, so I'm gonna keep learning. See, I struck it well, but it was just a little outright. And as you move down in lofts to longer clubs, you really start to understand that there is still some imperfections there. So I gotta keep that feeling, extend that spine. Just like that. I know my backswing looks short, but I like where the efficiency of it is. That right there is the shot shape I'm looking for, baby. that right there is the consistency that I need to groove. I need to hit 6,000 balls a day doing that, and then I'll be all right. All right, so I had to reposition my camera because it's literally overheating, just like me, about to pass out. But I'm gonna hit some 3-woods here, and I'm gonna aim directly over that post right there. I'm just grooving a feeling right now. Not really too concerned about where they're going, but I know that I got to do something to create more consistency, and this is what it is. So my feeling is extending the spine, keeping my head level, and then just turning through the ball. Maybe just 20 yards right or so of my target, but really, really well struck. And I'm telling you, when I'm able to get through the ball like that, the efficiency of where my club is just awesome. It feels so good. That was maybe a groove low on the face, but I am absolutely taking that 7 days a week. There it is. That's a good one to end hitting 3-woods on. I'm actually gonna move to a couple 2-irons, then I'm gonna hit my driver a couple times. With all the filming, sometimes I kind of get away from practice, and it's really good to just get out here and really focus on something. I don't even know if I need to hit the other one. That right there is what I'm going for. The head stayed very steady to my understanding, and I just turned through the ball, and it just produces a little draw. So now we're gonna get to the big stick. This is the club I enjoy hitting most, but sometimes I have to leave it in my bag because I can't trust it. And when I can't trust my driver, that's kind of like a weakness, because my distance I can use to my advantage, but when I can't trust it, it's just not good. So that's beautiful. Grant Horvat, you are a freaking genius. All right, guys, so my camera actually overheated, but I hit a few more drives, feeling really confident about those. But I just kind of switched back down to a 7-iron, just really swinging, pretty good tempo, mild swings. We're gonna wrap this thing up pretty soon. Just gonna hit a couple more 7-irons here, just feeling that move of extending my spine. Turning through just like that. I am hotter than a hyena out here, man. Just like that. That's a good one to finish that club on. I'm gonna hit a couple 51 degrees here just to kind of finish it out. I'm actually gonna hit these very short, controlled. Yep, that's it. I don't know if you can tell, but much more than an hour out here, and we might be looking at like hazardous conditions for the human body. Got to take some precautions here. I'm gonna go get some water. Those are some of the best golf swings that I've made probably in 2021. So with a little tip from Grant, and Grant has always told me, he's like, Micah, you're not far off. It's just little things that kind of creep into your swing that kind of cause the inconsistency. So it's kind of like one thing at a time versus kind of looking at something as a whole and saying, I want to change all this. I noticed my head was dropping, so that's what I've been focusing on, and that's what I'm going to keep focusing on. And like I said, some of the best golf swings and most well-struck shots that I've hit in a very long time. So I'm just going to keep grooving that and be consistent with this until I can get my subconscious into a pattern of doing this automatically. So I'll see you guys back on the channel next Monday for another episode of this, and I'm in the process of getting a golf coach, so I'm gonna kind of bring you guys along with that. So see you guys next week back for my road into some tournament golf. Thank you for the support. You guys mean everything to me. See you later.